it's me again, Sarah Terry, with more hints, tips and advice in all things mental health. So welcome again. Please subscribe. Remember to subscribe below, and also just click the little bell to get a reminder of every time I do a new video so that you can watch out for those too. So today I want to talk about anger. Anger is such a common word, it's such a common thing to be discussed, and as a counsellor, particularly working with young adults, it's probably one of the main reasons why people might come to counselling. I tend to find particularly young men seem to feel that they have an issue with their anger. Now, the first thing I always say to people when they come to see me is there's no such thing as anger management, because you know, we all get angry, and so it's more about, because I think sometimes what we do is we approach it as in something to be managed. It's something that we need to sort out and stop, and actually I don't agree with that. I think it's quite the opposite of that. When we need to use anger, you know, in society and in life causes change. Think about all the times when people got angry and then caused change, you know, from women getting the vote. You know, there was lots of protesting going on at that time, and also more recently with the Black Lives Matters protests and stuff like that, people are angry, and actually that anger can be really consolidated into doing something good. So we need anger, it's good for us. But what tends to happen sometimes is that our relationship with our anger gets a bit skewed. So we might find, for example, that we get angry too quickly. We might find that when we get angry, the way we react or the way we act is disproportionate to the problem. So we might be too angry. And oftentimes when I talk to people, they'll say things like, well, I don't know why I get angry, I just feel angry all the time. It's quite a common thing, and check out my video on anxiety, because it's a very similar reaction that takes place in our body. So it's very much like the anxiety reaction. And because of that, once that reaction has taken place, there are certain things that are going to happen, and there's not a fat lot you can do about it. So I think particularly with anger, it's worth exploring your relationship with anger, okay? So think about, for example, how was anger managed in your family growing up? Did you grow up in a really angry, loud, aggressive household? Did you grow up in a really quiet household where anger wasn't really something that you were allowed to do? We don't get angry, you know, it's sort of hidden away. Both can be quite damaging depending on your sort of personality and the way you manage things. Think about the way you behave when you are angry, because different people behave differently. Some people are very aggressive and combative, and they'll, you know, I'm angry and you're going to know about it. Some people are sort of people pleasers, so they'll just try and do anything to stop the anger from happening, you know, even to their detriment. And then you get the avoiding types, who will just avoid conflict at any measure, okay? They're all sort of a little bit what most of us do, and they're all tactics that we build up based on, you know, what we learn about anger and how we think we should handle it. Of course, the best way to use our anger is to think about what we're angry about, and then is that something that we need to take action on? I don't know, might not be, but if it is, how are we going to do that in an assertive and kind way? So we need to really spend some time, as we would with anxiety, being with it and thinking about where our anger comes from, okay? That's the key, really. Once you are angry, very similar things that you can do, very similar to anxiety, breathing again, because we need to calm the whole system down. We need to get some oxygen in to help to dilute some of those chemicals that are raging in your body. So breathing's a really good one. And particularly with anger, I find that it's good to keep a sort of anger diary. Just write down what makes you angry. And there might be loads of things on there. You know, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter how trivial they are, but write them down. And then you can go back to that list and have a look at it and say to yourself, well, is it really best use of my energy, my time, to get angry about this? You might say, yes, it is, but I wouldn't mind betting that once you look at that list, the majority of the things on that list, you'll be like, you know, is this something that I'm still going to care about in a month, 6 months, a year, 10 years? Is it? You know, and this is what I say to a lot of young people that I work with, because they tend to get very angry around things like peer group issues, you know, friendship issues, certain teachers, certain subjects and things like that. And, you know, what I say to them is, you're spending a lot of energy being angry about this. You might have got into trouble with your anger. You might have ended up getting a detention or something like that. Is it worth it? In 10 years' time, are you even going to remember this? You know, how does it weigh up in your life? And that can be quite a cathartic moment for some people, because they think, oh yeah, actually, might as well just forget about it. And that can help as well. And it can help you to then understand that what you're doing is managing your anger. Okay, so all anger management is thinking about your anger, acknowledging that you do get angry because you're a human being, and looking at the sorts of things you get angry about. And does it matter or doesn't it? It's as simple as that, really. If you thought any of that made sense, then you might want to check out my online courses and some of my written stuff too. I hope to see you over there. Oh, and please subscribe to my channel. Also, you might want to check out these really cool designs. Yes, breaking fashion rules.